Hey guys, I'm gonna back here for the video, guys. Today we're doing another episode of my No Clip series, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As always, what we do in this series is we no clip inside and outside of the different stadiums in the NFL. We currently are on our 21st team. So starting off right away, we actually have something interesting here. And that is this area down here. So I didn't know how open the stadium actually was, but this is really weird. There isn't like a main, well, there is a main entrance, but you can literally just go from, I guess, the escalators that go up here, right, to the top part of the stadium. But also down here, we have bamboo wireless. We have different TVs with all the games on it. And then you can just literally walk straight onto the field pretty much. There is nothing that's stopping you from walking on the field here. I did not realize that when it came to the stadium. I thought there was like, most stadiums in the NFL, they have like, areas where you can walk into. But it's very hard to get onto the field for obvious reasons. They don't want, what's called. They don't want people to just walk on the field and, obviously streak across the field, which seems to be happening more and more often. So kind of interesting that this is set up like this because it's just so easy to get onto the field here. But, okay, I guess that's definitely a thing. I mean, they do have the fence all around here. But, again, like I said, very easy to hop this fence. It's not hard to do that, especially when there's a lot of people. This is not something it looks like that would be good for crowd control. But, hey, listen, it's Jacksonville. How many people actually go to the games? I'm kidding, Jags fans. I know you guys have a lot of people at your games. But, yeah, that's so interesting to me. All right, let's go back in the field here because I do want to look at the other tunnels. I just thought that was really interesting starting off right away how, like, open that actually is. Now, once we go into the one tunnel here, we have a gigantic open space here. We have a, what looks like right here. Yeah, so this is like a garage door next to a regular door, but that door is green for some reason. It's just like lit up green. And this is like a long tunnel here, it looks like, that goes into darkness. So this stadium already is just weird. This is not like any other stadium out there. And I say that because I think our last stadium was kind of weird too, but this was even weirder. The EA really going unique with some of these stadiums. Alright, so then we have this tunnel over here, which leads to absolutely nothing, which actually is disappointing. But I guess technically speaking, you from the sideline view, where you can see this, you can't actually see anything where this would lead. So it makes sense that they're not like it literally leads to nothing. But still, most of these things actually lead to something. So that's kind of weird how both sides here just lead to nothing. But again, for the purpose of Madden of what you can and can't see, it's not a bad, horrendous thing. Now, this side just leads straight out the stadium. So, like, if that middle part was, like, easy to access the stadium and run across the field, this is almost just, like, asking for someone to do that. This cannot be realistic. I've never seen Jag Stadium in real life, but you guys tell me down below, is this literally how it is? Where the middle part is just accessible to anyone, and this part, literally, you take a wrong turn, you're pretty much walking on the field. I guess, I mean, I say wrong turn. Like, you have to want to walk on the field to do that. I would have to guess, but again, these are regular NFL fans right here. And then you take escalators up here, right, to this area right here. There's probably signs that say, like, restricted access, and they probably do put up, like, different things to block off that area, like, during game day. But still, that's very interesting. Also, what kind of walkway is this? There's like a wall that's blocking people from walking around. Now, I'm not going to sit here and criticize EA, every single, like, oh, this isn't realistic or this doesn't make sense. But usually the walkway system, if you see my video so far, they have that down to a certain degree. This isn't even, like, logical. This person is floating. EA. Usually you get this system correct, okay? Usually this actually looks like somewhat correct when it comes to this. You guys just did not care about this stadium, did you? And is that the pool? Or supposed to be the pool? Hang on. Yeah, that's supposed to be the pool. Because this is the only stadium. I think Miami has a pool in their stadium too. But this stadium has a pool in it, and I don't even know what that is. Because that doesn't even look like a pool to me. Looks like a little mini pool, which I think in real life is actually very realistic how it actually does look. But still, just very interesting there. We have the brand on the sides here. I'm sorry, it's a little choppy. I have to kind of get over here. We have Tool. We have Tool. And Under Armour Tool, I think that is. And then Lock Stop, which actually is a brand. So, some sponsors there, which is kind of cool. Going up here, we have a little bit more of a walkway. Usually we don't have these in the stadium, so that's kind of cool that they actually have this correctly, you know, orchestrated, I will say. This is interesting. So there's a solid like 6-7 feet drop right here to get down to the bathroom. So if you have to go to the bathroom, well, shout out to the fact this is the only stadium we have looked at so far with a bathroom in it. 21 stadiums, and this is the only stadium so far that has a bathroom in the stadium that clearly says like a bathroom. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have bathrooms in the stadium, but this is the only one that actually has clear indication of a bathroom. And it's a stadium that makes really no sense when it comes to walkway and people just floating down corridors. Now, this is actually realistic. This makes sense. This right here is actually good. And again, like I said, it seemed very, very open stadium, by the way. Just a shout out to that fact. But this part, they actually did a good job on. And usually with EA, they just copy and paste a lot of these, like, you know, features. Like, oh yeah, this is how we do this thing. All right, copy and paste it for the other side. And it's like, they actually messed that up. Which I don't understand how they did it. Because all they had to do was copy and paste it on the other side, and it would have been fine. Instead, they didn't, and they somehow, some way, just got lazy, I guess, and just didn't copy and paste it. Like, you could copy and paste this whole side right here, the ground part, on the other side, and it would have been fine. I mean, the other side paste on this side, and it would have been fine. But EA, man, they get very lazy with some of these stadiums, and you can see throughout the series, it's kind of embarrassing. And it's like, listen, at the end of the day, no one's going to see this, right? But it's the attention to detail when you get, you know, you're making over billions of dollars on this game. You know, it's a little attention to detail that would be nice to put in here. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's like, come on, man. No one's going to see this. It's a waste of time for them to do this. But again, like I said, they're not going to work on gameplay. Work on something, right? If you're not going to take the time to work on gameplay, might as well work on something. You got to take that time doing something else. There's no way you can tell me that, you know, you're working on anything else here. Alright, so this is the reflections, which we always like to make fun of because usually the reflection is awful, but this time it actually, it doesn't make sense, the reflection, because all these people are literally standing right in front of the reflection. Like, this is what the reflection would see, if we're being honest. But at least it's the correct stadium. I think one of the stadiums we did, it wasn't even the correct stadium when they did the reflections. And so that was even funnier. But this is at least the correct stadium, which is nice, and that's awesome. Good job. Good job, EA Sports, for getting the right stadium on your reflections. Oh, man. As I code more and more in these, like, mods I do, I love it to see all the mess-ups they do. It gets even funnier. Because as I'm learning, listen, I'm not perfect when it comes to, like, learning how to code Madden. I'm getting so much better than I used to be. I'm telling you that right now. Every single day. I spend, like, 6-7 hours a day learning the coding on Madden. To try to make my... I'm not going to make my own Madden, EA. Don't sue me. But I would like to, you know, correct some make some mods that correct Madden. Because I really love Madden, and I want to... If EA is not going to do it, I'm going to do it myself, okay? If EA is not going to fix Madden, I'll fix it myself. And then I can share with you guys, and then we can all play a good version of Madden. Until EA sues me. Because I don't think they're going to want me to do anything. They'll be like, no, you're making good Madden. You make Madden look good. And we make Madden look bad. And it's our game. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so starting off right away, outside of the stadium, I just kind of want to see if there's anything over there. It's not really, it's just blank space. Outside of this stadium right here, the Jag Stadium, we have this gigantic... weird building. I'm not sure what this is. I feel like this is some ways a practice facility. It feels like it has to be a practice facility. It's right next to the stadium. It's very easy for them to go from the practice facility there then to the stadium. So that's, I'm going to guess, the stadium. This is a baseball field, but they didn't texture any of it. And this is actually the first baseball field that isn't textured. Because if you guys have seen the series so far, most baseball fields are fully textured in the series so far. But this stadium is not, interestingly enough. Now, this obviously is a 2D texture. It's just a building. It's not a really big deal at the end of the day. Again, a lot of these 2D textures are fine. They don't have to 3D texture anything. Even a 2D texture, just to look at when you're going around, is really nice. It's so interesting. If you go back to episode 1 of this series, right, we looked at the Chicago Bears Stadium. They had a full city designed, by the way. And this is what water looks like, EA. Thank you for actually putting water. And look at this. They put the reflection of the sun on the water. Guys, I can't tell you right now. This is actually difficult to do. This is not easy. This is not easy to put the reflection in the sun like this. Because, first off, it's easier to do a texture file, and just, like, put, like, a blank, like, color. They actually have this interacting. Like, this is 3D interactions with the sun, which is so difficult to do. They spend the time to do that, but can't do the other basic crap. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love you, EA. I love you so much because you make no sense. And I love it because I like to laugh about it. We have the dock over here, and the dock actually is logical. Is that water all around the dock? What? Is the dock underwater? Is this like, you know, a hurricane came by and destroyed the dock? You know what? Never mind. It's not logical. Why did I say it's logical? We have a nice little park right here. See? We have a nice little park right here. Thank you, EA, for giving us a nice little park. But what I like to, make fun of, it's like, you look at the first episode of the series, right? Go back. Watch episode 1. It's at I have a playlist on this channel. You'll see that the Chicago Bears Stadium is detailed. There is a whole entire city you can go through. You can go through downtown Chicago. And that's what really made me want to do this series, was the fact you can go downtown Chicago. You can look at all the buildings. You can look at all the environments. Like, there's so much. And then we get to Jacksonville, and it's like, okay, this actually is a lot compared to other stadiums. But it's just like, oh, man, you didn't even finish the detailing of the stadium, man. You can tell certain stadiums, certain teams they like more, that they detail more. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.